Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of 2 Samuel, the 21st chapter. And as we saw in the 20th chapter, I believe the man's name was Shimei, the son of Bichri, who faced his demise. Oh, actually, not Shimei, Sheba, the son of Bichri, who faced his demise by the hand of, the woman, right, who had spoken to Joab when they were basically besieging the walls of the city where Sheba was hiding. So this is 2 Samuel 21, verse 1. Then there was a famine in the land, or in the days of David, 3 years, year after year. And David inquired of the Lord Yahweh. And something interesting I want to mention here is, when you read some of these scriptures, especially around like the times of the ancient world, you notice how quick they were in understanding when things like famines or pestilence or something wasn't going right. Immediately they knew that this was of the Lord, and the Lord, something had happened, something was wrong that was causing the Lord to do this, right? And so immediately they went to inquire of the Lord. And it's just so interesting how the world has shifted so far from that kind of thinking now, that the immediate thought in people's minds is something carnal. The last thought, if at all, in their minds is that it's spiritual, or it's the doing of the Lord. Just wanted to mention that. So it says, and the Lord answered, it is for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites. And the king called the Gibeonites and said unto them, now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. And the children of Israel had sworn unto them, and Saul sought to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah. So these were those that I believe during the time of Joshua disguised themselves, and we made a deal with them that we wouldn't put them to death, but we would have them as like servants. Now, Saul, when he became king, in his zeal of trying to take out the enemies of Israel, so to speak, as it says here, he sought to slay the Gibeonites, and that was going against the oath, all right, or the swearing that we had, basically that we had basically given to them, right? And so for that, the Lord was requiring that by bringing this famine here. So David calls to them to find out, okay, what's going on here, after he inquires of the Lord and sees that, okay, this is the reason why this is happening. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, what shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the atonement, that ye may bless the inheritance of the Lord? So how can I, how can we basically make atonement for this, and then we can be good, right? No more, because more than likely they had cursed Israel, or something of that to that degree. Verse 4. And the Gibeonites said unto him, we will have no silver nor gold of Saul, nor of his house. Neither for us shalt thou kill any man in Israel. So gold is not going to settle this matter, and we don't want you to. We don't want you to go and kill a certain amount of people, a certain amount of Israelites, like to try and make it even. And he said, what ye shall say, that will I do for you. So that's what David said to them, right? So, okay, what is it that you require? And I'll do that. And they answered the king, the man that consumed us and that devised against us that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the coasts of Israel, let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord Yahweh in Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose. And the king said, I will give them. But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the Lord Yahweh's oath that was between them. between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul. So because of that pact, that oath that uh, Jonathan made David swear unto him, David spared the son of Jonathan, which was Mephibosheth, meaning of the sons that he would hand over to the Gibeonites to be slain. Mephibosheth would not be part of that. But the king took the two sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul. And I believe this Rizpah here was the same concubine um, that this guy Ishbosheth, Saul's son, accused Abner of dealing with. So as it says here, whom she bare unto Saul are Armonai and Mephibosheth, which is another Mephibosheth, not the son of Jonathan, and the five sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Meholathite. Now, this here is an error, right? It shouldn't say Michal. It should say, damn, what's her name? It was her older sister, because Michal, as we read in the previous chapter, was childless, right, until the day she died. So in fact, this isn't actually referring to Michal, but actually the older sister. And let's see where it is. Yeah, Mirab. Mirab. Here it is. 1 Samuel 18 and 19. Remember that Saul was going to give that daughter, Mirab, to David, but he ended up giving it to somebody else. It says here, 1 Samuel 18 and 19, but it came to pass at the time when Mirab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Meholathite, to wife. See, and that's the same one that's being referred to here in 2 Samuel, the 21st chapter. Though it incorrectly mentions here as Michal, it should be Mirab, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Meholathite. Same reference here in 1 Samuel 18. And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them in the hill before the Lord Yahweh. And they fell all seven together, meaning they died together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, in the beginning of barley harvest. And Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it for her upon the rock from the beginning of harvest until water dropped upon them out of heaven. So basically, from the beginning of harvest until they, getting close to the end of harvest, she spread sackcloth over there and dwelt over there, and suffered neither the birds of the air to rest on them by day, nor the beast of the field by night. So she basically was there protecting the bodies of her sons or Saul's sons that were put to death, and basically preventing any birds from eating it and any animals from coming to them. And it was told David what Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, the concubine of Saul, had done. And David went and took the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son from the men of Jabesh Gilead, which had stolen them from the street of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hanged them, when the Philistines had slain Saul in Gilboa. And as we read before, right, these were the men that basically did go and recover the bodies of Jonathan and Saul from the Philistines. So David goes and gets their bones from there. And he brought up, verse 13, from thence the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son. And they gathered the bones of them that were hanged. And the bones of Saul and Jonathan his son buried they in the country of Benjamin in Zelah, in the sepulchre of Kish his father. And they performed all that the king commanded. And after that, God was entreated for the land. So basically, when they heard that Saul's concubine was doing this is what she was just there, for basically protecting the bodies. David had commanded to go and gather the bones of basically Saul's family, right? Saul, Jonathan, and then the sons that were hanged. and then just basically buried him properly in the sepulcher. And after completing this and atoning for the zeal or the sin of Saul, the Lord was entreated of the land, and the famine basically ended. Verse 15, moreover, the Philistines had yet war again with Israel. And David went down, and his servants with him, and fought against the Philistines. And David waxed faint, so he got tired. In other words, he wasn't, as in his prime as he used to be. And Ishbi-Benob, which was of the sons of the giant, the weight of whose spear weighed 300 shekels of brass in weight, he being girded with a new sword, thought to have slain David. So you can imagine they're on a battlefield. The battle is getting intense. David gets tired, and for that split second, this guy, Ishbi-Benob, sees that and thinks, oh, this is a good opportunity. So he's about to basically come and slay David. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, secured him. So he rescued David and smote the Philistine and killed him. So you could call that a close call. Then the men of David swear unto him, saying, thou shalt go no more out with us to battle, that thou quench not the light of Israel. So you can't come out to war with us anymore. And this obviously was because David had gotten old, right? And so he wasn't as he used to be before. See, the mind, the mind thinks you still got it. The body, on the other hand, unfortunately, can't keep up with that as you get older. And it came to pass after this that there was war, or there was again a battle with the Philistines at Gob. Then Sibbecai the Hushathite slew Saph, which was of the sons of the giant. And there was again a battle in Gob with the Philistines, where Elhanan, the son of Jaar-Reo-Regim, a Bethlehemite, slew the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, the staff of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. So they were basically, Israel was basically, just handing their ass to them, meaning like the Philistines were getting their ass handed to them. Let me say that. All right, so Israel was slaying them. Bad choice of words, but that's all right. Verse 20. And and there was yet a battle in Gath, where was a man of great stature, that had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes, 24 in number. This guy was abnormal. And he also was born to the giant. And when he defied, and these were the giants, it's not talking about like mythical giants as you would think of as like some super, like 200-foot tall, ground shaking giants. No, they were tall. They were bigger than the average person, but not to that extent. That's like an over exaggerated concept that they show in like movies and stuff. Verse 21, and when he defied Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shimeah, the brother of David, slew him. These 4 were born to the giant in Gath, and fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. And these likely were very notable warriors, of Gath, probably, as it says, even one being the brother of Goliath. Not sure if all of them were, but that brings us to the end of 2 Samuel, the 21st chapter. And Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.